Ladies and gentlemen, Backstage Hex Fight Series 28 Festival Hall here with the man in charge, Sam Hayward, Combat 1. Your boy, Jono Micallef, just... I wouldn't... shocked everyone outside of Combat 1. I mean, everyone knew he was going to be a future star, but the question was coming in, could he be a present one? Can you put into words what it's like to have had Jono from basically his very first fight to now being a champion in one of the best organisations in Australia?
Yeah, I guess it's just really cool. Watch someone's progress. He's super dedicated. So, like, it's just easy. He's so easy to be around, really coachable. So, like, it's just awesome, you know, honestly. In terms of, like, people doubting him, I think the thing we kept talking about, it was almost like a storyline, is like we had a secret. We had a secret within our gym, and it was like, we all know how good he is. The guys at AET know how good he is. And, you know, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, the rest of it's really just noise because, like, real recognise real.
I am the noise. But you had a secret. Unfortunately, the secret's out.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing because, you know, and even then, like, Joey brought some really good stuff out of Jono there, but, like, Jono was good to go. Like, he's got way more in the gas tank. Like, what he was kind of saying there at the end, I really believe it's like it's going to take a pretty special fighter to get the best out of him, and he'll just break dudes until that happens.
Did you see champion mentality when you first met? In fact, take us back to when you first met Jono.
Yeah, so we sparred the very first time. I was at my old boxing club, Tarneet Boxing, and the coach said, "Oh, there's an MMA fighter coming in to have a spar," and I was an MMA fighter, and I was like, "Who the fuck's coming in?" And
you're not just any MMA fighter. I'm 7-3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and at the time I was very active, and you know I was right in the scene, but. You know, I was kind of like, oh, who's this kid? And he come in, and at that point, he was in the lead up to have his AMI debut, and we had a spar, and I just kind of said to him, you're not ready to have a debut, so don't do it. And then kind of a couple of months later, he just kind of hitched his wagon onto me, and I wasn't coaching at the time. He kind of just hung around me until I started coaching him. And then... yeah, it's just been pretty much...
So he made you a coach?
Yeah, kind of. Like, at the time, I was just coaching a few, like, hobbyists jiu-jitsu, and he was the first kind of, like, super committed dude who wanted to kind of train with me full-time. So, yeah, he kind of...
And what's the transition been like from your fighting career to... Did you ever think you would want to coach, and did you ever think you could coach champions now?
I didn't want to coach. When I retired, I wanted to be kind of done with the sport. You know, like, it takes so much out of you being a fighter that when I kind of was ready to finish up, it was like ready to make some money, you know, ready to settle down, have a family. And so realistically, it was Jono and D. They were the guys who kind of just asked me to coach them. And so that it all just happened organically, really organically. And then from there, it's just been... a team's kind of built around us. We just kind of do our thing and everyone's welcome, so it's just good.
So you almost accidentally launched a champion gym?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I was a PE teacher as well. So, like, in terms of actually coaching and teaching people, I can do that really easily. And because I was a pro fighter, it just kind of happened.
So, I mean, I guess, can you sum it up from when he first walked in, you told him he wasn't ready type thing, to now he's the champion? Like, I mean, how shocked are you? Like, can you put it into words just how crazy that journey has been?
Yeah, I wouldn't say shocked at all. Like, it was in, like, February this year, I said to him, I think you're the best welterweight in the country. And that was just before he fought Dan Kerr. And, you know, I said, like, I think you beat everyone. And
why?
Well, I've sparred with a lot of the guys in the country, or at least I've sparred with, like, a lot of the top guys around Melbourne, and Jono just beats the brakes off me. So, you know, I just was like, it's pretty natural. And also, I've seen him work with, you know, the best guys. We were at Resilience before, opened up Combat 1. So from day one of him coming in, he was like a 2-fight amateur. He was sparring with Jake and Jimmy, Cal Potter, Ben Sassoli, myself, Kit. It's like, you know, you talk about Murderers Row. That was like Melbourne's Murderers Row of MMA fighters, and that was his entire come-up, was just training and sparring with those guys.
Now, people say the sky is the limit, but just how far is the sky with Jono Micallef? Like, how far can he go?
I think he's got, like, world champion potential, you know, like... and I don't say that lightly, like, you know, but I think he's got it. He's just got that really nice blend of like coachability, general like athleticism. He's got a great home life. Like he's rock solid, you know. So like, there's nothing really that I see. As long as he wants to keep doing it, that'll hold him back from going really far.
And what was it like as a coach? It was a very drama-filled lead-up to the event. Of course, there was even like scuffles at the press conference, and Jono's just cool as a cucumber through all of it. Did you have to say anything to him throughout all of that?
We have chats about stuff, but not really. To be honest, Jono probably calms me down more than I calm him down. He's often telling me like, no, don't do that, don't do that. But not really. I love it, but it's all kind of noise. Like at the end of the day, all of that stuff is like outside of what happens, and we talked about that a lot, you know. And it's kind of something we talk about every training camp, is that it's like we spar every week, we train hard every single week, so it's like what happens when those cage doors close, everything else doesn't matter. And he's just super composed. Like, you just can't break him with anything, you know, like hard kind of spider circuits, hard assault bike rounds. It's like you just can't break him. He's just always good to go. He's always good to do more.
Did you notice the difference with how he perhaps has been through the media throughout the lead up to this, to when he finally had the belt wrapped around him and obviously he got in front of the mic and we saw a bit more of Jono? Is that the Jono you normally see, or was that a little bit turned up even more?
Yeah, well, I think like something that all young fighters kind of develop, because most fighters aren't great at media. Well, good fighters are normally not that great at media early, and the guys who are good at media probably suck in the cage.
Thanks.
But, you know, it's something that, like, I just say to him, it's just like, be yourself. If you can be yourself, because he's a legend, and it's kind of like that Aussie style is like just a good bloke. Like, that's what we like over here. We just like good guys. So he's probably falls into that line of guys, more like Rob Whittaker, more like Alex Volkanovski.
Even Jack Della's got a similar vibe.
Yeah, real similar vibe. Just laid back, cool dudes, you know, good fighters, so they just let the fighting do the talking.
And a couple more questions. Where do you want to see Jono go from here? He mentioned something about the UFC. Has that been talked about? Does he just know that Sean Shelby was watching it because of Joey?
Well, we've gotten word that the matchmakers at the UFC are watching these shows, so we know that we're told that they're watching this stuff. So and we hear that they want finishes and they want exciting fights. So that's kind of all you got to work off. In terms of what's next for him, we'll see. You know, like
he did say he made a trip to Auckland as a guy.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that, man. I'd rather fight in Melbourne. I don't have to travel. But I don't really care. Like, you know, I think he's the best. Ideally, it'd be a guy from the UFC, like someone who's been cut from the UFC. That'd be perfect. That'd be the next step up, because once you prove yourself against someone at that level, that's ideal. But man, we're not stressed. We've never said no to a fight, you know. But having said that, now we'll probably look at making the smartest decision moving forward.
Well, Sam Hayward, I mean, first time we've actually gotten to chat, and I really do appreciate it, because you're finally getting the props you deserve, and of course now is Jono.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.